Big Z Reviews. Hellboy is a new take on the comic character, and I will say that this is not a good film, but probably the worst thing about this film is that, the powers that be decided to reboot the franchise and to give us this instead of giving us a third film in the original Guillermo del Toro franchise. And that's probably the worst, most disappointing thing about this. Even though, it is not a good film. It's honestly pretty bad.
You are mankind's best and only hope.
I thought we were supposed to be fighting monsters, not working with them.
Who you call a monster, pal? You look in the mirror recently?
He's an asshole.
So this was directed by Neil Marshall and stars David Harbour as Hellboy. And it is kind of a mess of a film. Like, it's odd where it feels like they weren't sure about what the tone was going to be, because it seems like this is kind of really chopped down after filming, and they added things, because all of the funniest comments in the movie were all off screen. You could tell that they're ADR'd, they were. You can't see their face at all, and they're doing some action thing and yelling out a funny line, and the thing, because when they filmed it, I think they're maybe going for super serious, and I don't know if they decided to put a little more humor afterwards, but this is a really gory movie, but I like some of the character designs are interesting. Baba Yaga was disgusting, and I liked it. It was interesting, disgusting. How they did it was creative, and Hellboy, I think his face just looks a little too odd. I don't know if I really like what they did with him, but it's okay. And I definitely like the previous version of him better, but I see what they're going for. But it's just I felt like I didn't know his character, who he was, as much. And he didn't have anyone to play off on him for most of the film. Halfway in, you get two new sidekicks, and the two new sidekicks have horrible accents and are kind of goofy. But that's fine. But the funny thing though, the one girl is a psychic, and when she does it, she can summon a person that died, and it comes out through her. It looks like intestines almost, and it forms into a CGI body, and then they plaster on the head on this body, and it just did not look good. Especially towards the end, there's they have to do that in a big really important scene, the climax of the film. They use that, and the character, it looks so bad, and it's distracting how bad the CGI body and slapping this CGI version of the actor's face on top of it. It looks so bad, and you're watching it and you're oh, it's kind of ruining what's supposed to be an emotional scene, and it's just I don't know, it's weird. But also too, this towards the climax, there's there's some really creative monsters that come up and start killing a bunch of people viciously, brutally, really super violent stuff, the most violent stuff I've seen in the movie. But at the same time, it's all kind of away from the actual movie. It feels like this is stuff that they added later. They made they wanted R, we'll give them a really hard R. And but it's not Hellboy isn't really there at all, and none of the characters are there. It's just these random hell beasts ripping people to shreds and ripping faces off and tearing people in half and doing horrible things, and it's gruesome. But it's funny that it's all CGI pretty much, and it's all you tell that they probably did it after. It wasn't necessarily part of the film almost. But it's funny. It's not that bad of a movie. I enjoyed bits of it. It's definitely really corny, and it's not well filmed. It's not. I didn't like some of the actors are pretty bad, but I liked some of the action. Some of the stuff was fun. I wish it could have been better, you know. I wish it could have been something else. But, you know, that's what we got, I'd probably give it like a 5.5 out of 10. But thanks for watching. Share the play from head and scratching that Z over there. Thanks. This has been a Big Z movie review. Thanks for watching.